evening, Blues. Hello and welcome back to another episode 25 no less, of the Andy's Man Club Mersey Blue podcast. So we've got no Mark tonight. We had technical issues stateside. So with me, as always, is Carlos. How are you, lad?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad.
Excellent, mate. Before we start, I just want to give a quick shout out to Chris Darracott in the Blue Corner on YouTube. Massive friend of the channel. Drop by, go and check him out. Does a load of Blues stuff, pre-match, post-match, reactions, giveaways. Lovely fella. Tell him Nick, Carl and Marco from Mersey Blue sent you. Right, so let's get straight into it then. So the lineup comes out 4-2-3-1. Pickford between the sticks. Jake O'Brien right back, Tarkowski, Keane in the middle, Mikolenko left back, Timmy Irabunam in the middle with Jimmy Garner. In front of them, Dwight McNeil, Charlie Alcaraz and Jack Grealish all backing up Thierry Barry. Changes to the team obviously with the boys Garner and Ilian Njai away at the AFCON. So that was the lineup to come out. And I said to the lads pre-match in our little group, the team doesn't look too bad. It's probably like the best we can do. I probably wouldn't put McNeil in there, to be honest. Hey ho. So we start okay. We've got a couple of early crosses, put them under a little bit of pressure, not much. 20 minutes, Zubamendi blasts over after a nice little cutback from Saka. That should really have been a warning. Timber crosses over to the far post a couple of minutes later. Gyökeres takes, for me, what I call a theatrical tumble. Pantomime season, isn't it? They wanted a penalty. There's no penalty award. That wasn't a fucking penalty. 25 minutes, Declan Rice takes a corner. The ball comes over. And there's big Jake O'Brien, who looks like he's playing for the fucking Chicago Bulls. Both hands up in the air, clear handball, absolutely ridiculous. I said to the boys, I can't argue it. I can't defend him. What the fuck was he doing? Gyökeres, after we go to VAR, slots a penalty kick away, 1-0. Undeserved to the Arsenal. Minute before half time, that man again, Gyökeres, runs into the area and only a well-timed block from big James Tarkowski stops him getting a shot away, which could easily have been 2-0. Everton going at the break, in my opinion, lucky to only be one goal down. And more worryingly, we touched the ball twice in the Arsenal box and failed to record a shot on target. Half-time, Everton 0, Arsenal 1, fucking dire. Carl, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, just before I start, mate, I just want to do a big shout out myself to the 1878s. I mean, I don't know if you saw the display they put on before the match. Man, that was fucking amazing. So hats off to all the supporters that actually got involved in putting that together, because that banner was absolutely out of this world. Second to none. I think it's the biggest in the Premier League ever, from what I read today. Actually unbelievable. Hats off to all of them. As regards to the game, I said even before the Chelsea game, we'd be lucky to get any points out of these next two games, Chelsea and Arsenal, being at how far ahead they are in terms of like their squad and compared to ours, and it proved it on Saturday when we were playing Arsenal. They passed it around like as if we weren't dead at times. As you say, Gyökeres, he had a couple of chances. One with a penalty. As you say, I don't know what Jake O'Brien was doing. I say, you're playing basketball. Hands were way up in the air, you know what I mean? I couldn't even, yeah, exactly. So I didn't know what he was doing there. But other than that, which I say, we had two chances in their box, but nothing. Really, really poor. And it's proven now. I mean, when you're playing the top level teams like the Chelsea and Arsenal, you need the best players on the pitch. Obviously, we haven't got Dewsbury all because of his injury, which Moyes in his press conference wouldn't say how long he'd be. So he might be back in a week or two's time. He just didn't want to give anything away. So I was pleased with that answer, really, just to not give anybody the edge. It's like when he's going to come back. We're missing Njai, obviously. I mean, that's our two highest goal scorers, both with 4. When you take them out the team, we're lucky not to lucky to even have any chances. So half time, just say 1-0 to Arsenal and fully deserved. And you say it could have been 2 or 3, and especially as we go into the second half as well. Later on, we'll speak about the second half, and it most certainly should have been at least 2.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Before we go to a break, I just want to back Carl up there on unbelievable work from the 1878s. Absolutely fantastic fan group there Okay, folks, let's go over to our amazing sponsors, Andy's Man Club.
Life is hard, and we all have bad days. There are times when we feel we can't cope. This is the time we need to reach out and talk to someone. Andy's Man Club offers local support groups nationwide, running every Monday from 7 p.m. except on bank holidays. In these groups, men can open up about the issues affecting their lives in a safe, non-judgmental environment. Our clubs are designed to be free of pressure. There is no obligation for men to speak, they can simply listen if they wish. Find us today at www.andysmanclub.co.uk. Help one guy, save one life. Andy's Man Club, it's good to talk.
Welcome back, Blues. That was a word from our amazing sponsor, Andy's Man Club. And remember, lads, this time of year can be particularly hard for a lot of people, so please don't keep it in. Please access any help and talk about it. Okay, so talking about stuff, let's move on to the second half. So the second half started better. Probably couldn't have got worse, to be honest. We had a couple of early crosses into the Arsenal box. 5 minutes in, Saka hits a goal-bound shot, and there's James Tarkowski to clear it off the line. 53 minutes, Thierry Barry, he gets a run in on goal. He's challenged by Zubimendi. There's a penalty appeal. It's not given, and rightfully so. I think we have this debate on MVP virtually every week about VAR, referees being wankers, all this kind of thing, the Premier League being corrupt as fuck, but sometimes the right decision's given. So in my opinion, it was nothing more than a little bit of a coming together. It wasn't a pen. And then, sure enough, 5 minutes later, 57 minutes, a second penalty appeal by Everton. The ball comes into the box. Thierry Barry brings his leg up to control it. I think it's William Saliba is behind him, and he seems to kick through him. It's a foul. He catches his leg. Jackie Grealish, his reaction was legendary. He's got his arms up in the air and he's like screaming at the referee. He takes it to VAR. VAR saying no. It might be a point of contention, but it was a penalty for me. We've seen them given. If it would have been a certain side in red, not too far away from the Dixie, a side in red or blue down in Manchester, a side down in West London, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But for me, it was a pen. Nothing given. Just past the hour mark, Declan Rice plays Trossard in. He shoots. Lovely shot. Had everyone beat. And he hit the post. Hit the far post. A little curling shot. Should have been 2-0. Game over right there for me. And then we bring on Beto for Barry. A couple of minutes after that, Arsenal hit the post for a second time. This time it's Odegaard. He sets up Zubimendi. He just lashes a shot. So 2 posts hit. More subs, 75 minutes. Young Tyler Diblin comes on for Dwight McNeil. And the magician, Merlin Roll, comes on for one of our other little magicians, Charlie Alcaraz. That was pretty much the game for me. Full time, Everton 0, Arsenal 1. Got what we deserved, really. Carl, thoughts?
Yeah, exactly what you said, mate. Apart from the penalty incident, which I was 100% nailed on, it was definitely a penalty. Now, he kicked his leg and brought it. It was, as you say, if it had been the top 4 team, it would have been like City or United or Arsenal, against like they were playing each other, that would have been 100% a penalty given. So why don't we get them? And as I said before, I said you need when you're playing the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea and stuff, you need to have all your first team players, and without at least 3 of them. Obviously, Branthwaite as well as another one. That he's due to come back soon, hopefully. With missing 4 or 5 players, you're going to be where we were, and that was just not in the game at all. I mean, as we go forward into the summer and more get better players and whatnot, then we certainly will close the gap. But as it stands at the minute, 1-0 to them was probably more than fair. It should have been 2. As you say, they hit the post a couple of times, and we didn't really have any clear-cut chances at all. I felt a little bit sorry for Barry because we didn't get anything created for him on the plate at all, apart from that penalty. That was the only time he was really involved in anything in their box. So, as you say, a bit of a damp squid in the end as far as Everton are concerned, and a 1-0 defeat. We move on to Burnley now.
Yeah, the old 1-0 to the Arsenal. I think just a few final thoughts from me. I'm being honest here, shoot me down. I think we were outplayed, we were outclassed by a better side. The gulf, like Carl says, is just, it's ridiculous, you know. And I also think that if we'd got that penalty and scored it, I'm not really sure we deserved the point. Honestly, I think Arsenal played us off the park. As of recording, on Monday the 22nd of December 2025, there is a game going on at the minute, but it doesn't really affect us. We sit 10th in the table and we can't be caught. Well, we can't be overtaken tonight. If you'd have said to me at the beginning of the season, you're going to be 10th come Christmas, I'd have took your arm off probably. We've now got, like Carl says, a couple of difficult away games coming up, Burnley and Forest. They're not going to be easy. You know, Burnley is going to be one of them where they're just going to make it really, really awkward. Forest are a good side, and more so at home. So, like Carl says, a little bit of a damp squib. We move on. Carl, any final thoughts, mate?
As you say, I'm just looking forward to now the next few games where I think we can get points out of. I mean, as you say, it'll be difficult against Burnley away and Forest away, but we can certainly get at least one win out of that, if not two. One win and a draw, I'd still be happy with. And then after the new year, we've got Wolves at home and Brentford at home, which are poor teams. Certainly Wolves, if we can't beat them at home, we shouldn't be in the position we're in. So I'm hoping over the next 4 weeks or so, certainly up to the cup game against Sunderland, then we should have a decent run of fixtures now to get some points on the board.
Yeah, you know, it's all going to come good, mate. We're a work in progress, you know, that new stadium and the team. We've got a better team than what we had like this time last year, etc. I think for me, I think we just need to tie it up, the business up early if there is any in January. Don't for fuck's sake leave it to deadline day and start fucking round again. Let's get a couple of loans in. Let's cover them positions, the full backs, another midfielder, and someone who knows where the back of the net is. And I think we'll be fine. You know, I think we'll finish the season around the top 10. Europe, possibly, but more a mid-table finish for me with solid progress. And let's get to the summer and let Mr. Friedkin open that checkbook and let's see what we can do. Okay, Carl, thanks for your time, mate. I know you're busy as always, so really do appreciate that, bud.
No problem, anytime, mate.
Hopefully, we'll have Mark back on the 27th for the Burnley game, and we will also hopefully have a guest fan. He's our blue mate. I mentioned him earlier, Chris Daracot from In the Blue Corner. So yeah, we're going to leave it there. All's left to be said is up the fucking toffees.